Welcome to Global Village. We do have today two great guests, and we're honored to have Cindy Islandres from the Brooks Adult Learning Center. She is the program coordinator. Abubakar Warsame, who is the teacher, ESL instructor. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. It's an
Thank
honor.
you.
Cindy, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm a retired principal, district principal. I've always worked with individuals who have had, who weren't in the mainstream. So I've worked with people, ESL, people with cognitive disabilities, people who decided to homeschool instead of going to regular school. And so it's very nice to be part of something active and exciting.
There you go. And you have a farm in Scandia?
I do. My husband and I have been farming in Scandia since 1984. I'm very fortunate in that two of my three sons are on the farm and provides me with a retirement plan, I hope, eventually. So wife and mother and grandmother and business partner as well.
Great. I met your husband and I met William, great guy.
Oh, thank
your
you.
son.
Thank you.
He's a very wonderful son and he's very creative, and I'm very honored to have him as a friend.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Abubakar, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, thank you for inviting me into this program. My name is Abubakar Warsame. I'm ESL teacher right now, but I came to Canada a long time ago, and I've been helping the community in different sort of ways, advising them, translating for them, and also businessman for a long time. I have a lot of experience in business, and I appreciate it for you to invite me for this program. Thank you.
And we are very honored to have you. Okay, Cindy, you want to tell us a little bit about the Brooks Adult Learning Center and the history of Brooks Adult Learning Center briefly?
Sure. In early 1970s, the provincial government established the Further Education Councils, and Brooks established theirs at about that time. In 1994, the Further Education Councils were reorganized into Community Adult Learning Councils. And just in 2015, the mandate was once again revisited and changed into Community Adult Learning Programs. So we've gone from working on community interests, so it might have been flower arranging or gardening, to really narrowing our focus down to part-time, non-credentialed learning for foundational learners. So really paying attention to the people who need that little extra help and assistance to function well within the community and improve their quality of life.
Okay, no, that's very great, and you guys doing a great job in the community. Will it cost money for someone to enroll the Adult Learning Center? Is there a cost associated with, or is it free service to the people?
We are funded by Immigration, Refugee, Citizenship Canada and Advanced Education, Alberta Advanced Education. And so the program that a person enrolls in will be dependent upon whether or not there is a tuition fee. Programs that are funded by Immigration, Refugee, Citizenship Canada, there is no tuition cost at all. Programs offered by Advanced Education, however, do require us to charge a tuition. We work really hard as an organization to keep those tuitions as minimal as possible. And we do offer some programs on a cost recovery basis. So at the maximum, they might be paying $100, maybe, but I really try and keep it down to $25 or $50 a month.
That's very great. And do they have opportunity for a shift daytime, evening classes?
Absolutely. We try to be as flexible as possible in meeting student needs. after all, we are here to be of service, not to be demanding. So we offer classes in the morning and we offer classes in the evening. And right now I'm looking at ways to service populations that are not working at JBS so that we can make use of the centers during the afternoon and so that we are able to reach out to more community members. So I'd honestly like to see the center operating from 9 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock at night.
Wow, that's a good vision, and that will be something that the community will benefit, definitely. Abubakar, you been in Canada a long time. You are immigrant yourself. You know the value of the language. The language is the beginning of someone to get into the integration of any society. So what would you think that people engage that take the first step of learning the language? How do you see that we can encourage people to learn the language, though it's a free series from Adult Learning Center?
That's a good question. I think in my opinion and expertise about that point, English, in my understanding and my experience, is the key of a door of the house. That house being Canada. If you need to be part of this nation, then you must learn English, and you must have some time to come out of your house and come to BCalc, and there's a team there for you to get the help you need. Diversity team is waiting for ESL learners to help them and learn English. To get involved in this community, you need English, and learning English is like I said, very, very important. You can't function properly when you don't speak English. You can't rely on translation all the time, because when you go to a certain institution and try to, like a banking, and you need somebody to translate for your banking situation, what you're doing is that you're giving out all your secrets and financial situations to somebody that you shouldn't really, because of the lacking of language in yourself. Also, if you go to a doctor and you ask translator to explain to the doctor your sicknesses and all that, which is supposed to be private for you. Learning English will prevent all these problems from you, and it will give you confidence. You will be able to communicate with other people. You will express your feelings to other people, especially when you need to go to the doctor and things like that. So speaking and learning and practicing English is crucially important in Canada.
Thanks, Abubakar. And furthermore, I think you won't be able to get your citizenship unless you do speak the language. That's my understanding. They change previous policies now. You have to learn the language, and you have to have level 4, I think.
That's correct.
Level 4. Yeah.
It is not really, in my opinion, that you have to learn education or English for certain things, like having citizenship or something like that. You need English for everything, everyday life. You need to. English is a bond. It makes you bond with the rest of your family. If you have kids going to school and you are a parent, to discuss your day with your kids and ask them what they done, also will give you feedback from how your child doing in school. Also, it will give you communication with the teachers and schools of your children. So in every aspect of life in this part of Canada, English and English is what I suggest to immigrants, please.
Okay. Thank you very much. Cindy, what other programs you offer at Adult Learning Center apart from the English? I know that you also offer citizenship.
Yes, we've offered citizenship preparation courses, which I think goes hand in hand with the English as a second language training. We're looking further into courses. We're developing courses for IELTS and CELPIP, which are the language tests, because not all people qualify for the immigration, refugee, citizenship courses, the LINK certificates for the language for the citizenship. And so in those cases, IELTS or CELPIP are tests that individuals are required to write in order to promote their English or improve their English levels. And so we're working on those courses right now. And so those will be offered relatively quickly as well. We also offer some computer courses because it's a digital world, and part of understanding literacy as part of the community is making sure that we're digitally literate as well. So really, for some people, it's the first time they've had access. So we have a computer lab, and really making sure that people are comfortable, have access, and that they feel comfortable learning that technology as well. So those are some of the places. We're also looking at family literacy as well. When the mandate changed in 2015, the community adult learning programs, family literacy became a portion of the mandate that we are supposed to deliver. And so we're not trying to compete with anybody in the community. So we have assessed the community, done an environmental scan, seen where those holes are, and so we will be piloting our first family literacy program in August. So I'm excited about that.
That's very good. So coming back to the question of a newcomer coming to our area, Brooks, coming outside Canada, there is no fee for enrolling in the program of ESL at Adult Learning Center.
If they're involved in the federally funded program, there is none.
Okay.
And in order to be enrolled in that one, they must have their PR.
Okay. Yeah. Permanent residence.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
But if they're a temporary foreign worker,
Yeah.
unfortunately,
That's
a different story.
Yeah,
and
okay.
that is a concern that I think needs to be addressed through advocacy. And I think it's, as a community, we do have a huge number of temporary foreign workers that could really benefit from
Yeah.
that type of training. And really, we need to be looking at ways that we can make it accessible for everybody, regardless of their status.
No, that's very good. I think when temporary foreign worker comes, I think the responsibility will be the employer to help them achieve that. But I think in the long run, as a community, it will be beneficial for everyone to learn the language, whether they are temporary foreign worker, refugee, permanent residents, whoever. So that will benefit the community in general.
Absolutely. What's really unfortunate is by governments putting on those kinds of boundaries and limitations, it is often difficult to explain to one individual why they have to pay and to another individual why they don't. And that's an area that I would like to be able to address, and think that that's an issue that community support would be essential.
And now you are in the Adult Learning Center, which is advantage for the Adult Learning Center to have that diversity in the school, because it helps everyone. But how would you still encourage those who feel they go to JPS or they work, most of the time, they don't have that time? When you first came to Toronto or Ontario, you were on the same shoes, but you have learned the language one way or the other. So how you think you should encourage those people to come participate? Some of them, maybe they're afraid to join or to enroll. Now you are there, you'll be able to help them.
That's a good question, thanks. You don't have to have excuse for not learning English. When we when we know how important it is. Also, the other thing that as immigrants we learn being in Canada is how to manage time. We have to learn how to manage time. You have time to cook food, you have time to sleep, you have time to go to work. So you must have time to educate yourself so you may have a better job or better prospects of life. And then if it is that important, it is up to the individual really to find space for coming to classes. The classes are designed for your need. They're not just there for no reason. We know it works with the people who are working at JBS, and it is convenient for you to come either in the morning classes or in the evening classes. But you cannot have excuse, because lacking English will wait for you there for the rest of your life unless you get up and go to school and learn some English.
Thank you very much. Cindy, you mentioned family literacy, and I think, and going back to discussion we had one time in your office, financial literacy, don't you think that's also something that extremely important, especially for the newcomers, because financial literacy is tough?
Absolutely. Financial literacy is huge. And we are currently working on a financial literacy program. It's a series of workshops. And we're looking to put them on a Saturday just in order to meet needs, right? Community needs. Yeah. We understand Lakeside and their shifts. In years gone by, I worked for the federal government as a meat inspector at Lakeside, so I know that environment, how harsh it can be, how tiring it can be. And truly, the people who are attending Brooks Community Adult Learning and taking those languages, they are exceptional people. They work hard, they learn hard, they play hard. They're just truly, truly amazing people. To be able to fit all of that into such a short 24 hours is amazing. So I highly encourage people to come. We're there for you. If you need extra help, we're there. We try to be extremely non-judgmental and take you from where you're at. So some people will move very quickly through the learning programs. Other people will take more time, and it depends what knowledge and what skills you bring. And so we just work with you where you're at to bring you to where you need to go.
That's wonderful. What do you think is the advantage of having the diverse population, in your own opinion?
I think it is great to have different communities in one whole community. Like our school, when you come to the class, you see every nation attending the same class. They have different cultures, different languages, different dressing way. They learn from each other as well as they learn together. It also gives individuals to come out of their boring house and come get involved with other friends who may be similar to their situation. So it is important to have a diverse community, because you need to see people who are just like you. If they learn English, if they are engineers, if they're doctors, some of them are MPs. So it is nice to see other people who are similar situation with you. So that gives you relief as well, and makes you part of the community and make you compete with whatever comes. So it is important. It's so important to be diverse.
Because I see you are similar as Ahmed Hussein, who became MP federally in Canada, who came as refugee. So most of us came as refugee. They built their own up and sacrificed for the common good. So it's important for people to get engaged, not only to learn the language, but also to volunteer.
Yeah, thanks. That's a good question. There was a program that I used to watch on television. Yeah, that there was a guy, Asian guy, who used to cook on television. And when he's closing his program, he used to say, if Yang can cook,
Yeah.
so can you.
There you go. There you go.
So if Ahmed is MP, you could be somewhere. It's up to you
Yeah.
to decide.
So don't have excuses for yourself.
Yeah, no excuses, really, no excuses, because also it is waiting for you. It's not taking that problem away if you just stay home. So if it is waiting for you regardless, it is better for you to do sooner than later.
Thanks. Cindy, Adult Learning Center have been done a miraculous and fantastic job in the community. What do you visioning the next 3 years? What would you like to see the next 3 years? The federal government or provincial government or the community can help to improve further the Adult Learning Center?
That's a really big question given our changing economic times.
Yeah.
Really responding to community need and
Yeah.
really realizing that there are different aspects in the community. There are
Yeah.
all aspects in the community.
Yeah.
And really looking towards a collaborative solution
Okay.
to how we can build our community. Abukar is absolutely right with the economic diversity within the school. It adds certain flavors. It gives us certain advantages that other communities don't have. And we need to work together to capitalize on that.
Yeah.
Abukar's willingness to volunteer turned into a paid position within our agency and brought with him some values and some approaches that I hadn't thought of that made it very easy to approach some students. So that whole flavor, the whole diversity is a real advantage for our community, and we really need to work together to figure out how as a multicultural community we can promote that advantage to everybody's advantage.
And just to add what you just mentioned, I think it might be also a good idea as Adult Learning Center giving the language which is extremely necessary for someone to survive in this environment and be productive and be part of the community. But at the same time, it might be also a good idea to encourage them to volunteer other agencies such as the food bank, such as the women's shelter. So, because most of your clients or most of the students came from a different background where volunteering is out of the question. We don't volunteer. We never volunteered in the past from the background perspective. So to encourage them to volunteer something new, so volunteering them, I think might be a good idea.
Absolutely, and so having a model such as Abukar on staff has been really advantageous, not just for us as an agency, but for our students as well. Abukar is definitely a highly valued member of my team, and I'm really glad that he approached me. It was really nice.
There you go. There you go. That's very, I think, nice of you to say that, and I think that shows that if someone is willing to take the extra step, volunteer, then it will change to obey and then be part of the staff.
It most certainly can do that, and if not, it puts very good skills, builds very good skills. One of the things that really concerns me is I see people with lots of skills that are very underutilized, and there are so many skills in this community that could be used to our advantage.
The final thought, what would you like to say to our viewers?
We have an open door policy. If there is a need, if there is something you need, come and talk to us. Let us know how we can be of service to you. That is our mission. That is our mandate.
Thank you very much. Abukar, what would you like to say to the audience, especially those people who do speak your language, and tell them not to have excuse in life, but be part of the society and then come to the ESL. And you can tell them your native language and then maybe translate in English. Please.
I think before I do that, I would put an opinion which I really find that the police on this city has difficulties with, and that is people driving without legality of this country. And when they stopped and the police give them a ticket or penalties, then they they complain to the police and say that you are racist and you did this and you did that. I would like to advise those people, if they come out of their house and do illegal things like driving without proper driving license, and the police stops them, they must understand that the police is there to fulfill the law, and they have to give them ticket in order not to harm themselves and also harm others, because it's dangerous thing driving out there without proper legal driving license. And also the police is there to fulfill the policy of this country. The man in uniform, they are in a dangerous situation all the time, just to make us live better and happily. So if you come out and you drive on the roads of Canada without proper driving license and other documents that you're supposed to have, then it's going to be your fault. You will be going through the hard way, and the police is right by doing stopping you from dangerous situation. I would say this word in my own language, just in case the Somalian people are watching the program. Inaynu dalkan ku noolaano, waxaynu ugu baahannahay inaynu la qabsano dalkan, inaynu luqadda Ingiriisida baranno oo aynu caruurteennana la baranno, guryaheennana ku baranno, caruurtana aad kula saaxiibtid intay guriga joogaan, si aad macallimiinta iyo ilmahaaga yarba aad ugala sheekaysatid xaaladiisu halkay marayso, adiguna aad practice ugu samaysid Ingiriisida. Ta kale in police markaad gaari kaxaysatid eed class 7 ku kaxaysatid, ogow policeku waxay samaynayaan inay systemkan ku baraan ayay doonayaan. Adiguna waxaad leedahay muu iska kaa daayo oo aanu tigirku siinin oo ku joojinin. Hadduu tigirku siiyana waad xanaaqaysaa. Laakiin dalkeennii dalkan wuxuu kaga duwan yahay dalkani sharci buu ku dhaqmaa. Inaynu sharciga ilaalino aad bay muhiim u tahay. It is very important for us to do our bit on the law in this country. The difference between our back home country and this country is that this country acts upon their law. Very important. That is why everybody is safe and sound and live happily. If they break the law all the time, they would end up like we did in our back home countries. So that is my conclusion. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Abubakar, for coming to the program, and we hope
Thank
to see you
you.
next
Nice
time.
having you here.
Thank you very much, Cindy. And
Thank
we are
you.
very honored to have both of you coming to the program, and we hope to have you next time.
Thank you.
Before the conclusion of the program, we do have a diabetic expo at the Heritage Inn sometime, so please call the diabetic organization in Brooks. We also have a woman talk, which is an all-woman talk, and you can call BCIS at 362-0404, of course, 403-362-0404. This is the end of Global Village. This is your host of the program, Ahmed Kassim. This is where the East meets the West as a global village. We would like to thank Medicine College, Brooks, that give us the opportunity to air the program today from Brooks, Newell County region. And we especially thank Reg, who managed this to give us this opportunity. Again, this is the host of the program, Ahmed Kassim. God bless you all. Life is too short. Be happy. Take care of your family and the community. Ahmed Kassim. Bye.